Guys, I want to show you what I got here. This is the cracked Neo S. It's a really cool retro Bluetooth controller. Connects to the Nintendo Switch, PC, Android, iPhone. Could be the perfect solution for serious gamers or casual gamers like me. Tech it before you wreck it. What's up, geeks? I'm Kirk, and here it is, the Neo S controller. Looks pretty cool. So what I'm gonna do for you is I'm gonna open this up and show you what comes inside the box. And then I'm gonna pair this with my Android phone and show you the app that you can use to set this up. And then I'll put it to the test and play some games. So come with me, let's get this thing over to the table and get the Neo S unboxed. This is a cool looking controller. It's called the Neo S from a company that goes by the name of Cracked. CRKD, pronounced Cracked. This is the classic clear edition, the wireless collectible controller. And it's for Switch, it's for PC, it's for mobile, and even for smart TVs that support a Bluetooth controller, which a lot of them do right now. The Samsungs are even compatible with Xbox streaming, so that's cool. Take a look at the back, some of the features here. You've got programmable back buttons. You've got Hall effect thumbstick, super important. Less moving parts means less things to go wrong. Longer lasting thumbsticks. Swappable thumbsticks, of course it's wireless because it's Bluetooth. You've got motion control, which is huge if you play on the Switch, and it's got Rumble built in as well. You can see they do have apps for iPhone and for Android with the icons there in the corner. You can see pictures of the controller on the back there and of course on the front as well. Let's slide this off and get this thing opened. There we go. That's cool. That's upside down. Flip it over. Yep, that's the Cracked logo, and pretty cool to see a sticker in there for your water bottle or for your game system, wherever you put your favorite stickers. All right, inside the box, you can see right there when we flip it open, welcome to Neo S. Start here with a QR code to get started, and you've got what looks like some sort of little pouch here. That's kind of cool. There it is. The controller is in its own little carrying pouch. Neo S on the back. I'm going to set this aside. We'll get to that in just a second, but first I want to see what else is inside the box. Okay, we've got some instruction manuals, and then other than that, inside the box it looks like we have a USB cable as well. Pretty standard cable here. It's a standard USB to a USB-C connection. It is branded with the Cracked logo on there, and this is going to be used for hooking this up to your Nintendo Switch and also for charging the controller. And then taking a look at the included instruction manuals, we've got an important kind of quick start guide here. It talks about connecting to your Switch, connecting to your PC, as well as connecting it to mobile. It gives you a quick kind of idea of which buttons to press to connect to your different devices. And then we've got what looks like the standard instruction manual or guide here, and it's actually kind of thick, but as we saw with that quick start included thing, there were a million languages, and it looks like that is the same case with this. Guys, you've got to see this thing. It is incredibly long. This is like a Walgreens receipt or something, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of content in here. It's mostly just the same thing in a million different languages. Basically tells you how to connect the controller to all the various different systems, and that's pretty much it. All right, it's controller time. Take a look, and I do love this pouch that's included just because it gives you a place to store your controller and protect it slightly. There it is. It's upside down, so we will flip that controller over, and it's cool. It's got some retro design to it, but also some modern design to it. Of course, you've got all the buttons you need for the PC, for mobile, and of course for the Nintendo Switch, which I think is what many people are going to be buying this for as well, because it does support the Switch. It supports the motion control. It's also got a headphone jack in the bottom. Look at these analog sticks, guys. The Hall effect analog sticks are nice. You've got your buttons, your plus, your minus, your home button, as well as another button there with the logo on it, which will be utilized to sync and Bluetooth pair. As you can see, it's now blinking. You've got your standard 4 buttons there, as well as another analog stick. And again, look at the bottom, guys. You have a headphone jack. This is a big deal because this is for when you're using this controller plugged and hardwired into the Nintendo Switch. You can use that to listen to the audio. All right, closer look at some more of the buttons here. On the top, you've got a left button, a right button. Of course, you've got left trigger as well. They call that ZL. And then you've got a right trigger called ZR. You've got your USB-C port for both charging this up, but also connecting it, hardwiring it over to your Nintendo Switch. On the back, you've got 2 programmable buttons. You can program these to do pretty much whatever you want, or you can disable them altogether. Pretty cool to have those right there on the back. They've got a good feel to them. They're nice and large, so you're going to be able to hit those pretty easily on the back of the controller. Nice touch. In the middle, you've got this program port is what it looks like. I'm not going to pry this thing open. I'm guessing this is something for developers. You also have a little reset hole that you can use a pin to reset right next to it. But again, this must be some sort of programming port for the developers to use. I love how clear this thing is, how you can see inside. You can see that little rumble module in the middle. From the side, you can see the profile view. You've got nice ergonomics to grab onto this controller. And then again, from the front, it's also clear. You can see inside. Again, retro vibes, right? Because we all had that clear phone back in the 80s and 90s, and I just love the way this controller looks, and so far I love the way it feels too. Let's get this connected to a device, to my phone, to see how it works. I've got my Google Pixel phone here, and I'm going to connect this controller to my phone using Bluetooth. So I'll jump right into my Bluetooth settings. I simply select add new device or pair new device, and now I got to put the controller into pairing mode. I just hold down the main button and the down button on the controller. Watch the light blink fast, and immediately it pops up right there in my list of Bluetooth devices. It's called Gamepad. I will select connect. It's going to ask me if it can have some permissions, which I'm going to say no, and then I'm just going to click pair, and there we go. Take a look. You can see that the controller now works to navigate around Android. That's a quick, easy way to initially see if the controller is connected. Okay, so there is a cracked app. CRKD is how you find it. That's how that's spelled. I'm going to install it on my Android phone here just to get an idea of exactly what this app does when connected to this controller. So I will open up that app and let me log in. It took me a second, but I figured out that this is asking me to tap it to the back of the controller because there must be an NFC tag built in where that little icon is. So let's tap it and wait for it. There it is, almost immediately, and it recognized the controller itself, the design of the controller. So this is kind of fun. They give you the rank when this product was built and the series of how many were built, as well as your product number. So let's click that. All right, take a look at this. This is the big reveal. It's telling me which product number I have or which rank I have. So it's the 349th build out of, we'll find out of a total of so many builds. Kind of a big reveal here. I just want to play with the controller. I don't really care too much about this, but they're trying to make it an experience, and I suppose I can appreciate that. There you go. It's 349 out of 6,285 of these controllers. This specific design that was built gives you the serial number, your batch number, etc., etc. Okay, this is the reason I care about an app like this, because I want to be able to adjust settings and calibrate my controller. That's when you go into the CTRL section, the control section. It's going to have me push a couple of buttons to make sure that the controller is paired with the phone, and then it should give me the option to kind of see more information about the controller and the actual operation. Here we go. This is what I wanted, and you can see a bunch of different sections here. So if you go into the controller section, or the D-pad section, I should say, it's going to give you some information about the D-pad, and I don't see any actual kind of information coming out of the controller right now. Oh, take a look at this. This is for the triggers. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So now I can see exactly how the triggers are working, the calibration, the configuration. It's got a couple of options there as well. As you can see, you can change how it reacts. You've also got the analog sticks showing you the raw output from the controller just to make sure it's working right, or if something's not working right. And again, there are some settings in here, some things that you can actually adjust. If you're a hardcore game player, you might want to configure some of these things to work the way you want them to work. Okay, enough of that. Let's play a little game here with the controller hooked up to my Android phone, and I've got TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. It's a fun little game. It's got retro graphics, but most importantly, it's got controller support. So I wanted to test it out with the controller. You can see I'm navigating through the menus right here, and it seems to be working just fine. So let's jump right into arcade mode. All right, got to pick my turtle. I'm going to go with Michelangelo. Never a bad choice there. I want to know which turtle you would select. Throw a comment below. Let me know. Would you go Michelangelo? Who would you go with? Donatello? Raphael? Who would you pick? Throw that comment below. And if you haven't played this TMNT game, it's a lot of fun. It's free if you have Netflix, which is where I got it, how I have it on my phone here. But again, it supports the controller, and you can see it's working great with this Neo S Bluetooth controller. The buttons are responding quick. The analog controls feel great. That's the nice thing about this controller. It's not cheap, but it certainly feels high-end. My initial reaction in response to this is that this feels like a good controller. You're getting what you paid for here. Nice, solid controls.
controls, really fast response times, and this game actually uses almost all of the buttons. So I'm actually using the trigger buttons in the back as well, and it's responding pretty well. The left and right buttons, look at them dance, look at them dance. Did you see that? I made them dance by hitting those left and right buttons on the top. And yeah, having a lot of fun. This is definitely a nice quick test of the game. I'm gonna have to spend more time, of course, seeing how long the battery lasts, seeing how well this works with the Nintendo Switch as well. That's to come in more videos in the future. But for now, I can tell you initially, this is a solid controller. It's got that retro feel, but it's got all the modern features, and I'm pretty impressed with dance. I love that so much. First impressions are good. I really like this controller. It works great, it feels great, and the Neo S looks super cool with that clear plastic design.
All right, now I want to hear from you. Throw a comment below. Let me know if you've purchased this, if you're thinking about buying this, if you love it, if you hate it, or you've got more questions. I read every single comment. Go ahead, test me. I swear I do, and I try to comment back on every single one. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have a lot more cool geeky videos coming your way. Tech it before you wreck it. I'm Kirk.